So I give it a C.
Well, that's so high.
Because I use the ochre. It's quite useful.
Okay, he just likes it.
It's in my formula.
It's very subjective.
It's very subjective. Everything is subjective here. And we both are realistic too.
Okay,
if you abstract painter, you have a completely different idea.
Hi.
Today, we're gonna talk about colors.
My colors look so lame in comparison to yours. I swear I have more than this.
S tier. B, F. Okay, I'm gonna start with the color I'm most familiar with. These are the color I use regularly. These are the colors, for some reason I collect them. Mostly because some other artists recommend it or I see them using. Let's start with the most used color.
Raw umber.
Titanium, white.
Okay, white is not a color.
What? This is the most used.
Technically.
What?
It's not a color technically. When they say Zorn palette has 3 colors, they mean black, yellow, red. They don't include white. White is just like a vibe.
Okay, so what do you call it then? A value.
Let's call it color.
That all for nothing. This is obviously S tier.
Why?
Because it's so versatile.
Let me think. Do we have to agree or do we put our like separately?
We will have a consensus.
I would say the way if I use it, then it's gonna be S. But the way I kind of wish I would use it, it's gonna be A. Simply because I think I overuse white. I underappreciate using other. For example, if I need a lighter version of a red, instead of adding white to red, which is desaturates it, you need either a lighter version or glazing or something. Basically, I think white is a very dangerous color. Not dangerous, but like people will overuse it.
Okay, I think you want to say it's a very powerful color, and
Yes.
with great power comes great responsibility. If you're a beginner, you're gonna mess up. If you're a pro like Olga, you will
not
kill
pro.
it.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, you can paint beautiful skin color with white. But it's so versatile that yeah, you will need like a big tube. But I would still put it at A.
Really? It's just A?
You know, you put it S. Oh, we have to agree.
Actually, I kind of agree.
Okay, let's put it S.
But I think personally for you, it's A, I agree. For me, it's like between A and S. So I'm gonna put here.
Okay.
The first color is already ambiguous in terms of tier. Okay.
Then this is
So
all done.
the next.
Second next you very most
Oh,
used.
why don't you pick a color we start?
Second most used, I would start raw umber simply
Okay.
because we do most of our underpaintings with it. When we have a white canvas and we want to tone it down, we tone it with raw umber. It's a very versatile. If you do a sketch, you sketch with raw umber. It's not very powerful because once you mix it, it's not as any earth colors and not strong pigmented, but they're not toxic either. So
I think that's
if
why
you accidentally eat it.
it's a well, no, not. I think that's why it's a good base color because it's not too strong, so you can go over it. Also
Yeah.
dries fast.
Yes, oh, that's important.
And why
And
not?
cheap.
That's so important. Okay, so why raw amber, not burnt amber?
To be honest, wait, burnt umber is reddish, right?
Yeah.
I'm looking for a reason, but like I think I'm making.
I
shit up.
have a
I think the only reason is because that's what we studied.
I have a theory. I think it's fine, but I have a theory
Tell your theory and I have my theory.
because you want the base layer to be cooler and then the layer on top to be warmer. It looks better that way than the vice versa. It will look great if you have a cooler color on top of a warm color.
Good point. And I have another theory because when you want to draw with paint, it would be weird if it's a chromatic warm.
okay,
Because I think
that's
the raw
right.
umber is more chromatic. This one looks okay. It doesn't look like graphite per se, but it is this neutral. And this is, I think, what old masters would also use. This is what we try to check in academy. I will put it solid A. The reason it's not high because it's like a base, but you don't really. I don't like it using many often in the actual painting process. It's like prior to painting, like an underpainting most for me. I don't really use it that often.
But underpainting is so important. If it's so significant, why not S?
You don't, because I feel like we're talking about color, because it's like it's the same level as like a graphite drawing underneath for me personally. I don't do it that much on the skin.
Oh, okay, really?
You know what I mean?
I use it a lot to just
Then that's
to
also
set
another
grade up.
activity.
What? It's all gonna be like this to me?
Yeah.
I think it's S tier. I move up.
Honestly, I'm kind of starting to change my mind by the titanium. I think we can put it S tier now.
Oh, total S tier?
You know why?
Why?
Because it's also cheap.
That's true.
So we can actually put it like this, 100%.
Let's take out too much space. Oh, you broke my wall. Just update.
Wait. This I still would do. Like
Okay.
half.
Update. Titanium is now S tier. The raw amber though, it's like in between.
Yeah. But only because with paint. Okay, you know what else? You know how we have green tones on our skin?
Yeah.
And I always use raw umber for greening out, but it makes it gray. I feel like we need to use more chromatic greens for skin. Make it more beautiful.
I agree, but very green, it's weird. To me, like it has gray tendency, then in the context of reds, it will appear green and that's enough.
True, I think it's my personal style. I tend to overgray things. So when I'm wrong with the color, I kind of like try to mix it into another one to change it, and that doesn't look good.
I do that a lot
I
too.
tend to overgray. I think you do it too.
Yeah. Okay, next color is mine.
You choose.
So I'm gonna pick this one because I want to talk about
Terrible. I think
after
we're
raw
going
umber.
from most used to least used.
Yeah. Oh, I use it so much nowadays, especially this year.
Okay.
I use this
Here's
as
lying.
no, I'm not lying. I use this as my underdrawing color now.
Oh really?
Literally.
Why?
Because it's transparent color.
How would you compare it to raw umber?
So mainly because I want to try the Verdaccio aesthetic. Verdaccio is basically a very green under layer and then you build on it.
Ah, interesting. I want to try it.
So
If you have time, should we try it today?
it's actually not expensive too, it's serious too. And this is a very old color too, it existed long time ago. It does not look like on the packaging at all. It looks like amber, but it's very green, it's very transparent. If you use it thinly on white canvas, it's very green.
So similar, but I think I used it a lot in plein airs, in like landscape paintings.
It's good.
Because it has this, I think, warm grass, like burnt on the sun grass color.
It's like A tier for me.
I would not argue because I rarely use it. Okay, my choice. You know what? If you're not going by the most popular, I'll just go by what I feel like. And I feel like talking about Viridian.
Okay.
It's a very interesting, cool. The reason I pick it because I want to kind of play with it, but this is what they recommend very frequently for landscape paintings. That's what Ryan recommended for his landscape workshop. It's cool, quite intense. I think it's transparent. I feel like it's a B. The reason it's a B, first of all, because I just like the color, like this bluish green color. Second of all, because it's a very good color for landscapes, for outside paintings, and I think it's harder to come up with a good plein air palette than come up with a good in-studio palette. Just because you waste more paint, it has to be more economic, I guess.
Okay.
And also because I think when you need like a true black color, you can mix Viridian and another like 3 transparent colors, Viridian, alizarin, and ultramarine or something like that. It's just, I don't know, just a cool color. I go by vibes right now.
That's
I kind of like
That's
went
valid.
really green right now.
That's valid.
What about you? What would you pick this color?
So I bought this color a long time ago and I've used quite a lot actually, but I still don't have a good understanding of it. For me, when I'm doing landscape, I prefer mixing more with yellow and blues. I feel I have more control. So I'm still not sure about this one.
Honestly, me neither.
It is an expensive color though. It's Series 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So B.
Oh my God. I saw
Okay.
a Cybertruck on the highway. It's so ugly, but I love it.
That's so not related. Let's move on.
That's so
okay,
cool.
I'm gonna pick a good color. I'm gonna pick ultramarine.
It's really popular.
Ultramarine, yes, it's as popular as titanium white, as an amber. I think it's S tier.
Really?
What?
Okay,
It's so good.
I agree with you. You know what? I have personal bias. I just don't like this color.
Why not?
It's amazing. Also, you know also why? It's one of those really popular colors, but I do not like painting sky with it because it's
true.
very purple.
That's true.
And you always mix it with white, and turns out it's one of the primary colors, so I think it has to be like A at least tier.
That's true. That's true. That's
But
why
people should not be fooled because it's sky's purple.
That's why I have the other blue. I got other blue for sky. But you can't give it bad rating just because it's not good for this one thing.
No, I agree. It's transparent too. It's good.
It's good for the greens.
It's good for greens.
Transparent.
It's transparent. It's
Good color.
It's very chromatic.
It used to be expensive. Now it's one of the cheapest color.
Yeah.
Blue is beautiful.
Okay, my turn. I don't know why we have
popular color. That's all the time I got.
I think it's one of the most popular, like one of my most used colors. It's yellow ochre, but we have two of them for some reason. Should I pick both of them?
Oh, the different brand, yeah.
I would put this between A and B, very similar to Rumber. Actually, you know what? A and S, but let's put it S. The reason I wasn't sure about A because it's cheap. It's Series 1, right?
Yeah. It's good.
It's cheap. It's super versatile. Skin color, like you should not use cadmium
Right.
or start using cadmium until you mastered
Right.
ochre. It's great for landscape. There is a lot of yellow outside. It's great for a lot of things, but it's not very intense, so you use so much of it.
Yes.
That's one of the things in the class, for example. You put like a buzz of every color, and then yellow is the only one you have to add.
Yeah,
But
I agree.
that's not the fault of the color. It's just the nature of the pigment. So for me, it's like, let's put it as just because it's so versatile.
It's my most used color when doing skin tones. I don't even put out cadmium anymore for portrait.
Highlights, for like really nice. You cannot get the chromatic yellow, the real light.
Yeah, but yeah, of course. But I think this is plenty for a lot of cases.
Yeah. Pick a rare color now, or you want to still stick with frequent
Oh,
used colors?
we want to talk about the yellow ochre pale.
I
It's
don't
same
know.
thing.
Yeah, I
it's
don't know
like
the
kind of
difference.
redundant, eh? It's just lighter. Okay, so actually this is interesting. This is another titanium.
Oh,
But should
Why
I
is
start
it-
put some color here now?
why is it?
So this is, I got this one for free. It's like from 1993. For some reason, this is the most intense bright white I've seen.
Really?
It's different. Titanium white that's 30 years old.
Interesting. So it's
And-
like, what do you mean intense white? So it's like more overpowering?
So white. See, it's whiter. Oh, you don't agree. It's matte at first.
I think because you have a lot of oil that you have to remove.
I think this white has more like mixed, maybe like marble dust or something.
You
mixed.
think? So where do you put that white? Also,
I think just STS.
You wanna do
similar,
another color?
just
'Cause
slightly
it's-
variant.
it's like a color we already kind of did.
Should we talk about lead now?
Yes. Where is it?
Lead white.
Lead. Oh my god, I love it. Mostly because
She love it. It's her breakfast.
it's heavy. It feels really nice in the hand.
Yeah, it's so heavy.
I also like how lead has like bad.
Toxic. She likes
No,
toxicity.
it has like bad fame. What do you call it?
Fume.
No, it has bad
reputation.
Bad reputation. That's the word I was looking for. It has bad reputation, and I'm like a very contrarian person, so I'll be like, yeah, and I'm gonna use lead, and you think it's bad. They were talking that they're gonna ban it for the last like 300 years.
No, it's banned.
No, it's not. It's
A
not
lot
banned.
places.
They don't ban it. They just like are talking about banning it. So a lot of companies stopped producing
Yeah.
it. By the way, flake white. It's so some people, because they don't like the word lead. Some companies, I mean, they call it Kremnitz or they call it flake. This is fake. This is flake white replacement. So it's like fake lead.
I think that is under lead white. Lead white is just a bigger name, broad name.
There are not many brands that can make it, but you can still buy it easily. I would want to put it on S, but I unfortunately have to put it on A.
What? Why? It's S.
It's S in quality and...
It's S.
No, let me see.
It is S.
Let me see, because it's S in quality usage. It's amazing for skin color. It doesn't overpower, it doesn't cool down the colors as titanium does, but it's expensive as hell.
Oh yeah, that's
Hard to find. And the first reason is that it's not very strong. So if someone like Ryan wants to use lead for everything, you need a lot of it. You need so much of it. It's weaker color, so it's really good for skin colors, but you're gonna run out of money really quickly if you start using it for everything. I don't know how Ryan affords it.
Okay, well, I didn't think
That's why I put it between.
price is one of the aspect of rating them, but it's
did.
good aspect. I
But
think so.
the aspect is like my feelings,
That's true.
feelings about the colors. so.
Accessibility is also, I think it's important. Yes, I agree.
And it's
So-
also not just accessibility, it's just like how weak it is. So you need more and more and more and more
yeah,
of it.
but weak and opaque, like its beauty of retaining the chroma, it's because it's weak.
Yeah.
You can have both.
But I would still add the accessibility there.
So just because of the accessibility alone, it's
Yeah.
low.
Toxicity,
True.
I wouldn't even consider that a reason. I just mentioned it because so that
Yeah.
people know. But
Okay, that's fair. So this is flake white replacement.
fake lead.
Flake.
Yeah, flake
Yeah, it is
white
fake.
is
Its
another.
replacement is another word for hue
For
or
fake.
for fake.
Yeah.
So I thought it's like same quality, but just fake and cheaper.
Do you want to put it in?
Series
to try?
1. But I've been using it a lot, actually, you can see.
Really? How does it feel?
For the longest part, I was using it replacing titanium.
Oh, so it's similar to titanium probably.
But
what's it
then
made
I
of?
look at the back, exactly.
Oh, is it titanium?
It is exactly titanium.
So what's the point of calling
So
it?
this goes to
For lying to us?
一铁.
But it's the same as this color.
Okay, wait, but they didn't oversell it though. It's still Series 1, same price.
It's
So,
F-line. Or
it didn't lie.
They lied. They say they call it. Why don't they just name it titanium?
It is opaque, so flake white I was expecting to be kind of transparent.
It's a lie. It's the same. It's like A tier if they would told the truth. Or like S tier if they told.
I think E tier is okay.
Because they lied. Okay. Now I kind of want to do reds, and I will go with Venetian red. I don't know why it's rare for you. It's actually really, really common color for me. That's what they recommend as a red for figure and portrait, so basically for skin colors. Once we start using colors, so we go from monochrome, like black and white, to red and blue, which is red and black actually, they recommend Venetian. And I will put it, I would say here. The reason is because I feel, first of all, I feel like you're giving colors too much credit. You always want to put them higher. It's amazing for skin color. It's amazing for like portraits, figures. It's also really good for outdoors. Like I would use this for tree bark, for like any wood colors. It's not as just because it's like earthy red, very versatile, but still it's not as chromatic. It's not like anything like like, you know what I mean?
No.
So that wow, like, because yellow is so used, white is so used, and this is like, it's great color you use frequently for like specific purposes, but it doesn't.
So it's a more earthy red.
Yep, it's earthy red. It's very skin tone.
It's Series 1, so it will be cheaper than mixing this color with cadmium.
And it's also less chromatic than cadmium, which makes it advantages and disadvantages. If you swatch it, you're gonna have very close to your skin color, especially if the person has a more reddish skin color. It's a great versatile color, it's just like not the most versatile, not the greatest color.
Then A tier, it is pretty high.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't use it often, so
yes, you do. Don't lie. We use it in
Well, I don't
Academy
use-
all the time.
I'm using these now.
Why? You know, okay, before when you just
I don't know why I
introduced Zorn
bought it.
palette.
I
Because
I
they
never
told
did.
us for Zorn palette.
I didn't do Zorn palette exercise, really.
Really?
Actually. No, I didn't.
I'll tell Fernando, he'll explain.
It's okay, I'm not even in the regular program. So yeah, I think I bought it because of one of the workshops maybe. It's on the list.
Yeah, definitely. That's what
On
one
the
of the most used colors in the
Google
Academy.
workshop. I think I bought this color for that reason too, the red
Yeah,
amber.
I barely use it. It's actually another good point. We come to skin color. We can actually talk about it. Zorn palette, which is yellow ochre, most often yellow ochre, Venetian red, and lamb black, or it can be any yellow, red, and black. They say it's great for. I'll put it actually lower because it's not as much used.
That's still pretty high though.
Okay. So Zorn palette, they say it's great for skin tone. It is great for skin tone, except for darker skin tones.
Ooh, it's racist.
For the
palette.
dark, it is a little bit racist. You still can get it, but it doesn't get those chromatic darker colors.
You're saying Zorn palette is only chromatic enough on the lighter side. When you want the
Yes.
deep darker values, it's not chromatic enough. It's
Yes,
just not great.
exactly.
Yeah,
Zorn
okay,
palette
I see
is
that.
great, not dark enough. You need still like dark browns, and this would be good. For that, why I put it slower because I don't use it. I don't know where else to use it. Unfortunately, we don't have that many darker skin models.
I think we had an okay amount. You didn't come to the portrait session.
I didn't.
There's a lot darker skin portrait.
Yeah, I
models.
wish I went. Maybe if I have time, I don't know. But then, other than that, I sometimes use it for like hair. Sometimes use it for outside, but I don't really understand this color. I don't use it that often.
Oh, we have so many colors. This video is gonna be long. Okay, let's talk about two blacks simultaneously.
Yeah,
Ivory black and lamp black. Lamp is cooler.
of course. Ivory is neutral. Okay, ivory
It's
mixed
not
with
neutral.
okay, ivory mixed with titanium will have still a cooler black.
Yeah.
Lamp black will little bit like bluish black.
It's, yeah, I
Bluish
remember
gray.
when it's even cooler.
I would put them. I would put them. Actually, I would put lamp higher.
Oh, interesting.
That
Why
color.
is ivory black like more popular? You hear it more though.
Because this is cool. You need to neutralize this with something else. It changes your color.
Okay, it's too far at the spectrum.
Yeah, but the reason I would choose this high just because when you learn to do warm and cool palette and then Zorn palette, it's better than this to learn
Yeah,
because
yeah.
this makes a better
Yeah.
blue. So
It
because
is
it's very
blue.
bad to introduce more colors if you're very beginners,
Yeah, yeah.
better not to introduce alizarin until you're ready. That's why it's better for like
So
learning.
it's S tier, yeah?
I don't know. You know why I don't like them so much? Because they're flat. What they say, you shouldn't use black as black. You should always mix with something else.
Actually, I want to touch the point of black is being scrutinized nowadays.
Really?
because they say you have to mix black.
Yeah, but something else. It's not black enough.
It's echoing what you said, it's being flat. But it's a
Yes.
very powerful color because you want something to be flat sometimes. So it's A tier.
Maybe mine.
See, we ran out of space to
Valid.
add S and A tier. Oh my god, I'm so biased, yeah? I love my pigment babies.
Yeah, you're thinking too. I'm too critical of them.
This is all my net worth here.
Okay. I will go with alizarin.
Ooh, I love
I
it.
also have it here.
It's so dirty. Your baby is dirty.
Actually, screams. I don't know why. Anyway, alizarin I really like. It's a very cool, very transparent red. It's used a lot in portraits, using the cooling down. I would go it here.
Really? That's low.
It's not low. It's literally higher.
Wait, you call it red. I think it's purple.
Okay, it's like, yes, purplish. It's a cool purplish. The reason I put it here is because I don't use that often. It's very easy to screw it up, to like use too much of it.
It's transparent.
Yeah.
It's not that strong. I think it's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong. It's like good for the lips,
Yeah.
for like ears.
Corner of the eyes, like nostrils.
From the eyes, yeah.
Corner of the mouth.
And it's really, really good for glazing.
I'm gonna move it to A tier.
It's already too crowded.
It's A tier.
Okay, but you cannot compare it to these colors. These are more.
That's why. Okay, wait.
I'm
so you
also-
think it's lower than these guys, yeah?
The reason I'm putting it's also how often you use it, how good it's for beginners.
Then it's A tier.
You don't need to use it that often. and
I use it
should
a
not-
lot. It is.
Really?
Yeah.
I would
it's
like-
here. This color I use a lot.
I would not be introducing it, but I don't have space left that much, so.
Okay, I think it's. Okay, it's A tier.
Okay, A, B,
tier.
between A, B.
Okay, a slightly B.
Because, again, this is B, then this would be like.
What? This is
Because it's like still,
okay.
it's like still not that often used color.
Wow,
You
it's-
still use these guys more often than this, right?
So instead of using this to make the red cooler, I use this.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Because this also desaturates it.
Because cadmium is opaque.
Yeah.
I don't use cadmium that much. Actually, I do.
Well, you have it, and
I
they
just
used.
touch it a little bit. Okay, cadmium. Cadmium red is A tier.
Yeah.
It's so strong.
It's too strong, maybe.
It's so delicious.
It's beautiful with white. Oh my god, it has look very, very light, chromatic white.
I have another red. I don't have it, but I just bought it recently. It's a more chromatic red. I thought cadmium
Really?
red is
I
the
thought it's the
chromatic,
most chromatic.
for the longest time. Yes, but this one.
Naphthalene?
I just got
How
it.
much is it?
So it's actually cheap. Cheaper than this for
I
sure.
can't believe it.
Series 2 or
It's
something.
also
I have
probably
to check.
non-toxic.
I don't know about it. They're all toxic.
If it's so cheap, means
Not
you
toxic
can
than
eat it.
cadmium. That's true.
Can you show it to me?
I don't know where I put it. Maybe it's in one of the bags.
Okay, if you find
Inside.
it, because I really actually I want to watch
I
it.
thought I brought it. I thought it's in one of my. I
You
don't know,
want to?
at home.
So it's more strong.
It's more chromatic according to this table, to this diagram.
Oh, but did you test it?
I did, but I just once, so I still have to
Is it
test more.
transparent or?
It is transparent. This is
This is opaque.
yes.
Interesting. So it's really good for glazing. Okay, next. I think yours. No, your turn. Let's actually remove similar colors from like all the ochres.
Oh,
Just leave one.
but one is pale.
Doesn't matter. It's the same thing. This video would be too long to go to those details, and I'll remove one of the whites.
Okay.
Just so there's more
I
space.
just put one Winton and one Gamblin, so they all have representation. So either of them can hit me up for sponsorship. Whoever comes first, I will sell my soul to you. But the majority of them is Gamblin. I just like the Gamblin's packaging. That's really the only reason.
Really?
I just like their graphic design. That's literally the only reason I picked
Oh,
Gamblin.
pick the pick one because I won't talk about it. I don't know.
Okay, you want to talk about it?
I won't because I never
Okay.
used it.
It's in actually one of
Just,
my
it looks
more
like
used
such a
house.
pointless color because you just literally mix red and white.
Yes, but it's a shortcut and it's very cool.
Shortcut, like I literally mix less than a minute. Very cool. Okay.
Less than a minute.
Add a little bit of a laser.
Guess what? You can save that minute.
I can say those
okay,
5 hours and not be on my phone every day.
I'm not gonna be on high tier though. It is like very replaceable color. So I give it a C
Well, that's so high.
because I use the ombre. It's quite useful.
Okay,
to-
he
it's-
just likes it.
It's in my
It's
formula.
a
now.
very subjective.
It's very subjective. Everything is subjective here. And we both are realistic too.
Okay,
if you're
I
abstract
know-
painter, you have a
I
completely
know the
different
color I'm
idea.
going to talk about next.
Oh.
Cadmium green. First of all, again, heavy.
for the
I
rich
really
boys.
like heavy. It's expensive and it's so beautiful. I would put it like here.
Oh, that's
It's not low.
Okay, that's fair.
I was like, you put
It is true.
The reason I put it this because it's not that often used. Although I do want to experiment with this portrait. You know those like chromatic. I don't know.
Outrageous.
I want to try, but it's you know the
you're gonna
shiny sunny day in the spring when there's like
no
leaves.
green light.
Huh?
It's not that green.
So no, the leaves shine and you know the green.
Yeah.
Usually I try to mix yellow and I cannot get this chromatic.
Oh, you mean the color on the leaf?
Yeah, the sunny day green.
Yeah,
you can never get it with yellow. You just sometimes just add yellow for like highlights, but this is the one you need. The reason it's lower is because it's still quite a limited use. You use it in very limited type of landscapes when it's like very bright.
It did save me a lot of time when I'm doing landscape.
It's so beautiful and it's very expensive, so I kind of like.
It saved me a lot of time on landscape when I want to like pull the chroma further away, and then this saved me.
And I really want to experiment with portraits, and it's also expensive, so it cannot be such a high tire.
I still can't imagine you experiment with portraits.
Maybe I shall see.
Oh really?
It's
higher. It's lower than this. I thought.
Because it's more, you use it more often. This can be in most landscapes. Really. Okay, let's do it like here.
I mean, this depending on the season. This is for like spring and summer.
Yeah, and this can be used almost
all
everywhere.
seasons. That's true. Okay, okay, slightly lower.
Slightly like half.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about cadmium orange.
Yeah.
Cadmium orange.
You think it's pointless, but it's not.
Okay.
You can never mix this color with cat red and cat yellow.
It is a very happy color, I have to admit. Orange is so happy looking.
Yeah.
And it's true, I'm not using it for like academic or very realism stuff. I was using this color for more of a contemporary, like a dopamine hitting chroma in my composition.
Yeah, and you cannot get this orange. You can get very similar, but it's still you mix red and yellow. It's
maybe with the other red.
Maybe it's not gonna be as chromatic as orange.
It is B tier.
So high! Oh my god, you're too good.
What? It's high. This is such happy color. It brings me joy. I bought a big tube too. It's like
okay,
$90.
I'm gonna bring this color that we bought for one workshop that he liked and doesn't like anymore. I still like it. It's indigo. It's very, very dark greenish blue, and the artist we bought it for the workshop uses this instead of black. He doesn't use black because he's one of those people that black is flat, which I can agree. And the reason I like it is because it creates this greenish bluish shadows which contrasts with orange light, so I think it's a good to shadow the portrait or a figure, like a skin tone. And it's very impressionistic because you know how impressionists used blue shadows instead of gray shadows. It's blue, like this chromatic blue. At the same time, it's kind of not dangerous, but you have to be real careful with it because you realize it's still chromatic. It makes this green-blue tint. So if you don't know how to use it, you might mess up. I personally like it. I like it added to shadows to cool them down. And I'm also using, you know, this effect in video editing when you make highlights orangier and shadows bluer.
Teal and orange.
Teal and orange, yes. And this is kind of tealish, dark tealish gray. I'm gonna put it maybe. I'm gonna put it C.
Oh, that's high for me.
I know.
It's D for me.
I figured. For me, it's C because it adds experimentation. It's not higher because it's still dangerous, and also you said it washes out. I think you told me that. I don't
remember. This color is just not speaking to me. Yeah, we push it a little
But
lower.
I remember he had a moment when he loved this color.
I don't think I had that moment.
You had that moment. Really, on the video, you said, indigo is my new black. When we did on the cemetery.
Okay, that's true.
It's really good for those people like me who tend to gray everything. Just don't use black and try to use chroma for your grays. Does it make sense for your shadows? So using this in skin color, uses this in landscape, and sun is yellow, so the opposite of yellow is like, well, it's violet, but you know.
I understand what you're saying, that aesthetic, but I usually just mix ultramarine or the alizarin usually to the shadow.
Too purple. This is much greener. Being greener is better for
yeah, it's more subtle. It is, yes, I understand, it's good. I just don't use often. Okay, what's this? Quinacridone magenta. Quinacridone magenta.
I never used it.
Okay, I bought this color because one of my art heroes, actually, one of my first art heroes, Andrew Tischler, he recommended this color. Actually, I think it's like almost a replacement of alizarin. What?
Can I pee?
We are back. Too bad I had no sponsor, otherwise that was an ad break. Instead it was just pee break.
I was worried that I have nothing to say, but like I have a lot to say.
You have a lot to say. So I bought this color because it was in Andrew Tischler's palette. I watched a lot of his tutorials. I'm still watching his videos. Great guy. He's like a bigger brother to me. Inspired me a lot. Andrew Tischler, if you're watching, give me a like. I love you.
Wait, can we tell? I don't know this color. First of all, I can't even pronounce it.
I don't use it.
What is it?
Often
What does it
enough
do?
to-
Almost the
I
same
don't
as
use
spearmint rose.
It's very purple. I add a hint of it in sky color actually.
Why?
And water sometimes. Well, water
it
is
purple?
basically sky sometimes
Probably
reflecting.
transparent, purplish,
Yeah.
pinkish.
For the past year or two, I haven't used it that much, but it's a very nice tint of color. It's transparent.
Nice.
So it's CD. It's same with this.
I'm gonna talk about Indian red, and the reason I want to talk about is one of those colors that they recommend for red for Zorn palette, but I do not recommend this color. You can use it. I would still recommend Venetian every time because the thing is this color, when you mix it with white, it has purplish tint. It's kind of violet, and I feel like it's too cool to be good enough Zorn palette. You can still use it if you have like no other choice, but I would actually put it like here. Actually, you know what?
D tier.
I don't even know. It's not bad color, I just do not know it very well. I have this color. I rarely use it because I recognize that it just doesn't work for Zorn for me, but I feel like there is a use for something.
I know that's one thing. You're judging them a lot on Zorn palette.
Yeah, but Zorn palette is like the best palette.
But Zorn palette is supposed to have, it's very limited. You're supposed to not be very expandable.
I think you should be limited. I think the colors is one of those things that the least you can do, because once you introduce more, you get crazy.
Yeah.
You get confused. You get gray because you just mix them. You have to be as minimal as you can, and then expand. And this color, just don't know where else to use it. Because if I need purple, I'm just gonna use alizarin, or any blue. I just don't really understand this color that much because it's still red.
So it's some sort of shortcut for some people.
I don't know. I just don't know about
I
it.
think that's a good placement.
Yeah.
Between D and E.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe lower.
This is one of my favorite color. Cobalt teal, very expensive color, series 4. I bought it many years ago, so it's not a very frequently used color. I bought this color also because of Andrew Tischler. It's a great color for landscape, for sky especially. This color you cannot get from ultramarine. It gives you a bit warm looking sky. And it's opaque too.
But the turquoise. Turquoise means it's like greenish.
Yeah, so I give it A tier.
I'm gonna go to burnt sienna. Burnt sienna is an interesting color, interesting for me because it's all very, my personal experience, very subjective. We barely use burnt sienna in academy, even though it's one of the more popular colors. It's a transparent terracotta orange sort of color. It's amazing for underpaintings. I really like when you do underpaintings with it. You have this like orange peeking through. When we went to that Russian guy workshop, he suggested an underpainting either with burnt sienna or with sap green. I will put it here, but in a very ignorant way because it means it's pretty high up here, but I don't know why it's pretty high. I do like that it's transparent, so it's good for mixing. It's a good underpainting, it's a good wash, so the palette is warmer tone instead of being white, but it's still not up high because I don't really understand what is it for. Again, a lot of these colors I'm just speculating.
Okay, I sometimes
What about
use
you?
it as a very muted red almost.
It's orange more than red, no?
Yeah, so I would use ochre. So sometimes I don't even put cadmium on my palette, and then I use ochre. If I want a reddish yellow, I just use this.
Yeah, it's pretty
From
chromatic, but I primarily do the underpaintings with it.
Okay.
Your turn.
Oh, cadmium yellow.
Oh,
Cadmium
I
yellow.
have several of them.
It's a happy color too.
Several.
It's almost as happy as cadmium orange. So I think they are A tier.
I would go to A+.
Oh, really?
This is one of the few situations where I think higher of the colors than Lee. I would go like a little bit higher. You know why?
Why?
Because there is a big thing when you're doing, again, Zorn palette. When you practice in Zorn palette with a portrait or figure, any basically skin color, sometimes you're like, I cannot get it this highlight correct. And that's because yellow ochre with white does not give this chromatic light highlight. That's always you have to use tiny bit of cad and a lot of white.
Wait.
So for the highlights.
For Zorn palette, you're using ochre and cadmium yellow?
Sometimes for the highlights.
That's
well,
no
not
longer
Zorn,
Zorn palette.
Okay. Well, it's still like yellow. But that's what you say. You can see like you have your portrait, but the highlights are just a bit muted and you're like unhappy with it. That's because you have to have really chromatic yellow, which unfortunately, as much as I love, ochre is not enough.
I think it's 8 here.
It's like
It's 8 here.
A little bit
8
higher.
S is pushing it.
It's like A is like 8.1.
Okay, I mean, it's a happy color. Makes me happy, so it's fine. Okay, cerulean blue. Cerulean.
Okay.
What?
It's my turn, but keep going.
Oh, your turn. Sorry.
No, you started. Okay, I don't know what to do. Okay, permanent rose. Again, one of those colors I'm not very familiar, bought for the workshop. It's extremely similar to alizarin. I personally find it a bit more pleasant, if I can say. It's a bit less cool. It's really beautiful for the face. Honestly, almost the same effect. Mouth, corner of the eyes, ears. It just feels, alizarin, again, depends on the brand, but it feels a bit warmer. Again, I will put it, where is alizarin? I put it lower than alizarin.
Here's alizarin.
Here, I would put it here, simply because I think alizarin is more popular and maybe more versatile, because there are a lot of warm red colors. There are not much cool red colors. But it's gorgeous, it's good for the portraits, and it's honestly very similar.
Yeah, I agree. Basically, it's like a less famous brother. But there's one
still
argument.
a bit different.
Alizarin is less light fastness.
Less what?
Less archival.
Oh,
This is permanent.
actually, you don't know. I don't know how
There's a permanent name in it.
Does it mean that it's...
It means it's permanent.
I thought it's a color name.
No,
So
it
just
means it's
decide to
permanent.
name it.
It means it has a more than decent light fastness.
I didn't know that. So you want to...
But I agree this actually, so I don't need to move it.
You want to do one of the... You want to do anything?
No, my turn.
Okay.
Cerulean blue. Cerulean blue, I got this color very recently. Not that recent, a year ago. It's a nice color. To me, it's similar to cobalt teal, but cobalt teal is just nicer for me.
I do like it for the sky though. I like cerulean for the sky.
Same.
Also,
Cerulean,
my favorite scene from Devil's Wears Prada.
Cerulean is a fancy way of saying sky.
Really?
Yeah. But this is better for sky for me.
Yeah. It's also the Devil's Wears Prada scene. It's a beautiful scene.
In 2002, Oscar de la Renta did a collection of cerulean gowns, and then I think it was Yves Saint Laurent, wasn't it, who showed cerulean military jackets?
Okay.
I think...
Cerulean for C.
Okay, maybe,
C for cerulean.
Oh god, there are no many colors that I know left. Purple dioxide, Jesus Christ.
Purple dioxide, I have that color too, but I didn't bring it.
Okay, I'll talk about, honestly, last color I know of this. Soft green. This is what that artist that we went to workshop used as an underpainting. It's very light, transparent, I think.
It's transparent.
Transparent green. Kind of similar tone to
Very
this
warm
one,
though.
but not as light or as expensive. I would put
Wait,
it
what did you say? Similar what?
like kind of color on the canvas when he was putting it.
I don't agree.
It's like darker and warmer, but it's not
To
as...
me, it's so earthy, warm.
It is. Well, yeah, true. I feel like it's good for an underpainting, maybe for your green thing.
Oh, so that is almost like Terra Verde. For me, it's
No.
closer to Terra
Okay, I
Verde
need to
than
swatch it, 'cause
way closer than this.
In my
actually.
head, it's not.
It
But
is.
I will
They're
put
both
it,
transparent.
I'll put it here again because
Okay.
it's one of those things when you do like an underpainting, it's not very like you can use it mixing, but like why use this if you can use like literally anything else? If you need to change the shift, it's more like a very specific purpose. So I think the higher the colors, the more you can use them. The lower, the like more limited.
Niche.
Yeah, exactly. And it's quite niche. And again, if I become more familiar with it, maybe it's gonna move up. But for me, it's like an underpainting. I would use in landscape just because it's green, but there's no specific purpose for me personally. But you said you use this green underpainting with it, you know?
I use this color, Terra Verde. This green is too green.
Oh, okay.
I want to talk about this. I don't know. Yeah. So this is Naples yellow. It's like a very muted ochre almost. Yeah, I think so. I bought this color because I saw Robin use it, so I just bought it to try out. It's not that expensive. It's series 2.
I heard it's good for landscapes. I heard it's one
Oh,
of the
really?
recommended
For
colors.
landscape? For what?
Long
Stone?
time ago, I heard it's one of the recommended colors for plein airs.
For what?
For plein airs.
Yeah, what subject?
I think if you make like a
Sunlight.
muted green, I was thinking about the grass, you
For
know, the
green.
muted grass. You know when the grass is kind of like fall, it gets,
Okay.
yeah, I don't know.
I can only think
It's
about
like
hay
warm.
bale,
What?
like haystack maybe,
Maybe, yeah.
dead grass.
Yeah.
I give it a C and a D.
Yeah, because we don't know.
I don't use it that much. I like the pink more.
Then I would say, let's say Windsor Violet. The reason about this color because I'm doing a very specific and weird still life with disco themed contemporary still life, and it has a lot of purple color. Because I'm using artificial light. I'm using a blue and red light mixing together with the matte transparent paper. It makes purple, and I need it very similar because I'm going to be glazing a lot. And this is the most similar. Think about this color. It's pretty, but first of all, it's called Windsor, so it's sounds fancy. This is a mix of several colors.
Okay.
It's a nice, rich, beautiful, transparentish purple. I'll put it maybe E, just because it's so
Whoa.
niche. It's very niche. It's not very, you would not need it unless you need this specific dress. And I want to say maybe an F. Also because it's not popular, it's hard to find. I would not recommend buying it unless you know you need this exact color, because this is very hard to mix with colors you already
Purple
have.
is very hard to mix.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I just remember, in the same tier, what's in front should be better than the next.
Oh, I didn't know, I didn't realize that.
Just so you know, not necessarily the one closer is better.
Yeah. Not many colors left.
These are yours, so you're gonna talk
I don't know,
about
I don't know what to talk about
We
them.
just talk them together then. It's maybe 1 or 2 lines. Permanent green light, I used a few times in landscape. I don't really know much more about it. Maybe it's a C and a D. C and a D is like non-offensive place, not favorite, not that bad. I mean, D is pretty bad. Phthalo green. Phthalo green is actually a quite nice color.
I do like it.
So it's a B for me.
Yeah, for me
Maybe
it's not very
B and
high
A almost. B.
because phthalo is hard to pronounce.
Oh,
And
that
it's-
reason?
I'll talk about these 3 guys at the same time because these are all violet contenders for my still life. None of them fit 100%. One is called cobalt violet hue, which means it's fake. Purple dioxide and ultramarine violet. Ultramarine violet I actually put a bit higher. Honestly, just because ultramarine blue, I feel like violet is also kind of that versatile. I'll put it here and this two I'll put down there. Again, because these are very, very specific colors. If you need purple,
S tier.
buy. No, it doesn't mean it's bad. It means it's very niche, and also it means that I don't know it. Actually, I put it like half between F and
So-
E. Yeah, purples are very specific that you only buy if you know like there's a bright purple like like clothing. And this is the most useless color. Again, I didn't buy it. It's called Payne's gray.
Oh,
It's like
what? Payne's gray is supposed to be very dark. Wait,
it's a gray color.
Payne's gray is supposed to be very...
But like, what's the point of having a gray color? I know I haven't used it.
Can
I
you
haven't
put some
tried
out?
it.
Payne's gray is supposed to be very dark though. See, it's dark. It's
Yeah, but
nothing
it's-
like outside.
Okay, yeah, but it's like gray. Why we need a gray color? It looks like charcoalish gray.
It's very deep blue.
It feels. Is it blue?
Let's mix with white and see.
It feels pointless to me. Okay, this is
Any-
titanium. So titanium will cool it down.
No.
It feels pointless. That's my
It's
point.
blue.
It's gonna be F because why?
What? It's D and E.
No. Like why? You can always have a black and white. Like why would you buy a special color for gray? Gray is such a.
Payne's gray is a good color, okay? Especially in interior design.
But for painting, the problem with painting is
See,
that
so blue.
you gray out things too
I mean,
much.
okay, it's E.
No, it's
Okay, slightly E and
it's
F.
F. Like
Not F, E and F.
why would you need this color? That's my question. It's literally
Such a modern color.
it's little lamb black and white. No, ivory black and white. Depends which white. Like why would you buy this color?
Okay, Payne's gray is a popular color. You're gonna offend people.
I'm not
I mean, I
in
don't
the
have
room, yes. In the closet, yes. But like in painting, this is literally lamb black. I'm gonna mix you
Wait,
lamb
what
black
did you
and
say?
white.
In room, in clothing? But you painting interior and the people's clothing.
I'm gonna mix it with white and black.
White is here. Why you want more white?
So-
You just want to waste my...
I'm gonna try. I'm not sure how. I'm gonna try both lamp and ivory and see which one. Do you have Mars?
Mars black? No, I didn't bring it.
I mean Mars
I stopped
chocolate.
using Mars because I heard it's less archival
I
for
mean
some.
Mars chocolate. Okay, it's a bit warmer. Okay, no, I think it's because it's titanium. Which one is lamp again?
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to mix exactly the same tone.
You can. This is more blue.
Lamp is blue.
Yeah, but the Payne's gray is more blue.
Then I'm gonna add a bit of ultramarine or whatever.
What? Yeah, but then
I don't understand why your paint is really.
what? Now you blame my paint?
No. Yeah, it is blue, but like, so what?
So what? It's so nuanced.
No, it's not. Okay, I'm gonna add.
I'm not arguing for
Where
B
is-
or A. It's literally I'm just arguing for E.
I disagree. I just think having a gray paint is pointless because
It's not gray.
people rarely. Wait.
It's like
where was
very
indigo.
dark.
What's here?
It's very dark blue.
And question why? Okay, look how similar I am. A bit of white.
See, it's more saturated, more chromatic.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna use some more. That's all.
What? What? She's gonna poison me.
It's clean. I cleaned it. Okay, just gonna make it purple, but let's try. I'm gonna get. Oh, it's coming.
Yeah. So how long that took? Okay, so it's a shortcut color.
Yeah, basically it's a mix of other colors, and it's pointless because
That's a lot of those colors, mix of other colors.
yeah, but it's pointless because what are you gonna use it in? You're gonna just mix colors in it because a room is never one color, it's always playing color. For example, there's a light, so it's gonna be yellower, there's a shadow, it's gonna be bluer. This is a very, very specific place that you don't need.
There's an
No-
argument you don't need it.
Yeah, I wouldn't need like why. Even this class, maybe it's even higher. It's like,
Oh, what?
like
You're gonna?
here.
She's gonna push it off the
yeah,
table.
it's not on camera.
She's
but
gonna cancel it.
even these colors, I gave them F, and now I think they're actually more useful than F, than Payne's green, because if you have like a gray, a purple shawl, you're gonna need this colors. It's very hard to mix a purple with existing colors. If you have a gray shawl, you can easily mix them with like the most basic S colors.
I think I kind of see a pattern here. So the color that's a replacement, a shortcut, we tend to give it a lower rank. I mean,
More
that's
like-
true.
More like
Makes sense.
niche, yeah, niche. The more niche, the less versatile.
Especially if you're still learning, then mix your own color is more beneficial. You
Yeah.
have more control. So just to reiterate, all the ranking here is very personal, and it's also specifically based in realism.
Yeah.
If
but
you
even
abstract,
if abstract,
you look.
I
you
wouldn't
think-
use Payne's green with abstract either.
Why not? You can't say anything about abstract. It's abstract.
Okay, I think we're good.
We have to do an outro.
The outro is that the less paints, the better. Because my problem, and I
Less
think
is
your
more.
problem is
Well,
that
speak for yourself.
my problem, I was gifted a lot of colors that I was playing with, experimented with, but I never learned them. And now I have too many colors, and I always try to pack more colors, for example, if I go somewhere. And it's a bad approach because you get distracted. When I started learning in academy and I did like Zorn palette, I learned Venetian red so well. I learned how it works on its own, how it works with white, how it works with lagged white, how it works with yellow. So, and slowly expand the palette and slowly learn every color. That's how we can look at some color and like say,
Yeah.
oh, this is a mix of this, and that. And say a specific name, oh, this is alizarin, phthalo blue, and
Yeah.
titanium white. So like start with like small amount and just learn those very common used colors and how they work together,
I agree.
how they interact, and maybe expand one by one.
Yes,
Just-
this is a collection over 5 years for me too.
Yeah, and some of it was like free.
Free gifts.
Yeah, well, some of them was like from my parents when I just started painting oil. Some was from a dead artist.
Shout out to the dead artist.
Don, thank you.
I got this color from him, I think. And a few others. It's at home.
Yeah.
Okay, I also have some metallic colors, but they're way too niche, so I didn't bring them.
Oh shit! I wanted to bring some. And look, I have a black cat T-shirt.
Nobody cares.
Everyone cares.
Oh, I know. If this video get 100 likes, Olga will start her YouTube channel.
I already promised you to start my YouTube channel.
But
Just didn't
your-
say when.
her promise means nothing.
Okay, that's accurate.